What is the reason that you're not offering yourself as an artist for this auction?
Well, I will be out of town off and on during the times that you need artists. I know KKFI needs artists to be available for 12 months. I won't necessarily be available for the full 12 months, but I can offer this service, which is much more conducive. It doesn't have to be available during holidays.
Hmm.
What I'm offering is it's an audio engineering tutorials. I teach audio engineering and producing classes. So if someone is a musician, a band, a podcaster, and they want to learn more about how can I be a better audio engineer, how can
Hmm.
I get better recordings, or maybe we want to have a producer just be a second ear and listen to what we've got in the can for a possible release and get a producer's feedback
Hmm.
on what we're doing. I'd be happy to offer that as well. So it's just within the recording studio. I can help people out, or if you have a student who's interested in learning, or a grandchild
Hmm.
that would like to learn more about recording.
Is this in your own studio, or could you do it if somebody has a home studio, for instance? Could you do it there?
Oh, sure. The lessons are going to be via Zoom. So
Okay.
whoever
Oh, I
is the
see.
bid winner, as long as you have internet and Zoom connection, I'm offering it'll be a 3 hour course broken up into three 1 hour segments.
Oh, that's good. That'll be nice. So, basically, if you, there's a lot of people doing podcasts now, so most people can do them from their home. This is a way for you to be more professional sounding. You can be amateur hour if you want, and that's okay. A lot of heard podcasts that are pretty non-professional. But if you want you to market what you do, whether it's podcasts or maybe your own band recordings, or maybe you're a producer and you need some tips, the number to call is 888-931-0901. That's 888-931-0901. Now, David has experience in this. One of the things, tell him what you do for AARP.
Yeah, what I've been doing since 2020, I produce AARP music concert videos, and it involves both engineering. I'll get audio tracks from the artists, and sometimes it's spoken word artists. It's not always, it's 90% music, but we do have spoken word artists.
Like poets?
Like poets, exactly. So I want to emphasize that for people who are interested in learning more about audio engineering for spoken word readings or podcasts.
Yeah.
But I'll produce the audio, I'll engineer the audio, and if it's a video, I'll do production on the video as well. Then we release half-hour videos that come out on AARP Kansas Facebook page every second and fourth Friday of the month.
Okay. And the fact that you'll be moving, you won't be in town because it's Zoom. It doesn't matter, obviously, where you are. People can access your service as long you'll just. What will you do? Assuming, okay, you win the bid, somebody contacts you. How do you set that up? Do you just set up a date and time to do the video? You have to know what there is on their end, obviously. How would they go about that process of, say they win your bid? How would they go about setting all this up?
Sure. So whoever the bid winner is, I would have KKFI get a hold of me and let me know how can I get in contact with the bid winner or winners, and we would just schedule when would you like to do these three 1 hour sessions via Zoom.
Okay. And will they need to do any prep work before these sessions? Is there anything that you will give them, like say you need to read this or you need to be accomplished at doing this particular thing? Do they have to bring anything to the sessions?
Not necessarily, but it's varied because it could be a podcaster, it could be somebody who's brand new to this and wants to learn.
Right.
It could be somebody who's more experienced and already has. So what we'll do, and I won't count this on the clock of the 3 hours, but I would initially get in touch with whoever the bid winner is, say, what is it you're interested in? Are you learning about how to do podcasting engineering for podcasting, for music, for spoken spoken word? Do you want production help? Do you already have recordings that you want me to review and go over with you? Or is this, are you just starting out? You'd like to get more tips on how to get better? So we'll just coordinate before we start the lessons.
But that's a good idea. You know, a lot of people, I used to do these panels where they were like demo sessions, and people would bring in a song and we'd play it, and then we would critique it, you know, and say, well, you know, you need a hook here, or you need to have an intro, or, you know, the vocal balance is off, or, you know, whatever. So you're basically offering that service too, because a lot of people need that kind of feedback. Artists, when they record something, you know, they spend so many hours on it, and you know this, that you kind of get a little, you start to not pay attention to things because you've heard it 100 times. Yeah, and so it helps, I think, to have a second pair of ears.
Absolutely. The whole collaborative process, it's a good process for the studios to get that second set of ears. And in fact, if I can mention an artist who I just recently helped about a month or two ago, his name's Jason Noakes, and he just recently released a CD called Revlev. And he put that out. It's a great sounding CD. I'd encourage people to check it out. But Jason was kind enough to reach out to me. I had taught some audio engineering classes and done some seminars at the Lawrence Library.
Oh, yes.
And
Sound and Vision?
Yeah. And this is where Jason had sat in on one of my talks that I did. And he got a hold of me and said, hey, David, I've got a CD, but it could use some polishing. I could use a second set of ears before I release this. So he got a hold of me, and we went over it over the course of a month or two. We just reviewed every song, and he had done the lion's share of the engineering on this. I was just kind of helping him out with the polish, but in my opinion, he put out a great CD, and I was really happy to work with him. I was happy that he asked me to help him out, and I think he's got a CD to be very proud of. So
good. And the number to call is 888-931-0901 to bid on David Taylor's services. That's 888-931-0901, just like when you called a pledge to support KKFI. So if somebody wanted to make a music video, for instance, and, you know, they're a band, they've got just releasing an album, they want to do a video, that's part of what you're offering, right?
Well, I could help people out with video too, because yes, I also do production work for video. Yes. So it really depends. I can be flexible on what this is that I'm offering.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to elicit from you.
Sure.
Is that you have some flexibility into, you know, if people want certain things that maybe we haven't talked about, that you can adapt.
You bet.
Because you've done it, all of these things for many years now.
Yeah.
So let's listen to one of your songs while we wait to hear from you at 888-931-0901. I've got Love Not Hate queued up.
Yeah, let's go with
that one.
Yeah, that's a song from quite a few years ago. And then after we're done, I want to talk about a couple of things that are engineering principles that we could talk about if somebody wants to learn more about audio engineering.
All right, let's listen to the song from David Taylor. Please give us a call. Bid on this service. It's something invaluable to have if you really want to be a professional in what you're doing. And the number is 888-931-0901.
Love, not hate, don't hesitate to find, to care, to hope and share. For anger knows and only brings the pain for some and shame to all. come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down. Don't let you come down now, don't let you come down.
Music from David Taylor, who's our guest. We're live streaming, by the way. You can see us on the KKFI Facebook page right now. You can see how unphotogenic I am. David Taylor's our guest. The number to call to bid for his services is 888-931-0901. That's 888-931-0901.
Something I wanted to talk about with audio engineering that I find it to be very interesting, and I've kind of realized this after years of working in it, is all the psychology that is involved. And if you start really getting into audio engineering, you'll quickly realize that we have our five senses: taste, smell, sight, and hearing. And our senses can evoke human emotion. And really, as a good audio engineer, that is something that you want to get. When I teach classes, a lot of people ask them, so what is it you think an audio engineer does? And usually the main answer is, well, they just help to make my recording sound clean and good, which is true. But to take it the next step is, if you do a recording, you want it to be exciting. You want it to evoke emotions from listeners. Sometimes very heavy emotion, sometimes just a little bit of emotion. But you want it to be more than just, well, it sounds clear and clean, which you do want to do. So you start delving into, okay, so what is the psychology, some of the psychology, and there's a huge rabbit hole you could go down in doing this. And you'll start to find that a lot of things that stimulate us from an audio perspective as humans, we've known since we were babies. For example, sounds that are ominous, that kind of give you an ominous feeling. They're going to be bass end, they're going to be low end, bottom end. And if you watch a lot of Hollywood movies, a lot of the audio engineers that engineer these Hollywood movies listen to the track that they do when Darth Vader comes on the screen. It's very low. When there are battle scenes, they will have low drums, they will have low instruments. When the Jaws shark comes, it's very low cellos. It's ominous. The reason why we equate a lot of times these low sounds with ominous emotions is, when we're kids, nobody has to tell us, you hear thunder. We had a thunderstorm the other night. It immediately, it gets your attention. It scares a lot of people. So we just naturally, we equate things like low vibrating sounds with power, with an ominous kind of feeling. So you want to incorporate that when you're an audio engineer. You'll hear this in a lot of rock songs where they've got a lot of bottom end. It comes in and it punches.
The mid-range too.
The mid-range too, but if you really want to give it power, that kick drum, that bass, the low end on the guitars, boom. So consequently, the opposite of that is true. If you want to have a lighter song, a lighter sound, a lighter feel to your sound, there's still bass there, but you don't have it as present. You don't have it as compressed.
You can feel it,
You can feel it.
but you don't necessarily have it overwhelmingly in the mix.
Exactly. So you'll see this with a lot of folk Americana bands. They have stand-up bass players. It's not overpowering bass, but it's there. It holds down the bottom end, but it's not punchy like a rock band or a punk band, or even some EDM that has more of a powerful bottom end. So there's a lot of psychological things that translate to sound. And
Yes.
it's very interesting to start going into that. And this is how you get emotion into music as an audio engineer. Is you start thinking about these things more than just, I want more than a clean sound. I want a powerful sound, or I want a light sound.
Right.
And this is how you engineer to that.
Yes, we're speaking with David Taylor, who's offering audio engineering services for folks who do podcasts or bands who are recording their songs. Let's shift gears a little bit. If, say, somebody wants to do a podcast and wants to set up like a home recording studio, I assume that this would be part of what you would be offering to teach them.
Sure. We can talk about the equipment. Now, people, if they're beginners into all this, there's what's called a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, which is the software that you use to record. I'm not an expert on all DAWs. They all basically do the same thing, but if you were to say, I bought this type of DAW, and David, you use another type of DAW, do I know what all the buttons in their DAW that they own do? I could probably guess. I could probably help them find them. A lot of this they'll have to do on their own. But if these people have questions on, I don't understand, what is compression? Compression applies to everything, no matter what DAW system you buy. What is EQ? How should I use EQ? EQ applies to every DAW that you could use. Same thing with reverb. How do I get 3D soundscape? Again, if I want to go for this type of sound on my podcast or my musical recording, how do I get it? How do I audio engineer for that type of ambiance that I want to get?
And even going simpler than that, like if somebody needs to know, like, well, what kind of microphone should I get? Do I need to have a mixer? Do I need to use a laptop? You can basically take them through each step. Like,
Sure.
Here's what you need to buy first. Here's what kind of microphone I recommend. Here's you've already talked about the DAW program. You can basically, if somebody is just not certain how to set this up, you can basically help them get started to do either podcasts or even home recording, right?
Sure. Yeah, I could help people with the setup on that, what kind of equipment. A lot of people have questions about microphones. What kind of microphone should I use? What do they do? And we could talk about those kinds of things, condenser, dynamics, ribbon mics, what have you. What do they do? I play acoustic guitar. What kind of microphone should I be considering using? Should I use more than one?
Yes. This is a great service that David's offering to you. I hope you'll take advantage of it. 888-931-0901 is the number to call to bid. I'll give it to you slowly again. That's 888-931-0901. You have to call. Unlike the Fund Drive where you can go online and do this kind of stuff, you need to call in to get this service. So call that number, 888-931-0901. Make a bid, and as soon as we get one, I'm sure they will tell me. We'll let you know what that is, and if you need to top that or you want to top that bid, and we hope you do, please do. Let's get into another one of your songs, David.
Talking about bottom end. Here's a good example, and this is a song that was recorded at United Entertainment Studios back in 1986, called "Fakes and Phonies."
Ah, yes.
If you have that,
I do.
That was with a band I was with called The Answer, and we recorded that here in Kansas City at United Entertainment Studios back in '86. It went into demo. I've since remixed the song, but this is an example of where I put a lot of bottom end power to this. So you'll hear that in this song, hopefully.
I'm sure we will.
I love you more than watching football. You know that's very hard to say. Since you've been gone, it's like fourth and long. You know I'm not too very strong. Won't you come back to me today? I love you more than going to Vegas with all the shows and neon lights. When you're not there, it makes it hard to care. There's something chilly in the air, so won't you be with me tonight? Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you're gone, I feel so lonely. It drives me completely out of my mind. So I'm just sitting here, I'm talking crazy. I want you with me all the time. Yeah. I love you more than playing guitar. To me, that's committing quite a sin. It's hard to play, I can't find my way. I need you back with me today. Lock your door, let me in. I love you more than watching football. You're more to me than a game score. When someone will sit you down, I look for you all over town. I love you more. I love you more than watching football. I love you more. I'll turn off the city game. Compared to you, it's pretty lame. I love you more. I love you more than watching football.
Sorry, I played the wrong song.
That's okay.
I Love You More by David Taylor. We'll play, when we're done with this segment, I'll play Fakes Phonies so you can hear what David was talking about. But David Taylor is offering an audio service that he will do whatever you need. If you need pointers, if you need to start from scratch on how to do a podcast, what the equipment involved is, what the recording is, that's what he's offering. And maybe I'll let you put it in your own words. Did I cover it, or have we missed something?
Sure. It's the whole range. If you're a beginner and you want to know, like you said, how do I set up a studio? How do I get going? I can help people with that. If they're doing some video work, I can help them with some production ideas on that. If they're doing a video for their band, if you're a podcaster, if you are a musician, if you are a student, the whole range. If you have interest in audio engineering or music production, there's a whole range of things I can be flexible and help with. And what I'm offering is 3 hours worth of lessons for this, and they'll be broken up into 1 hour segments, and they'll be taught over Zoom. So whoever would win the bid, we would just, I'd get a hold of you. We'd set up a schedule, and when I got a hold of you to set up the schedule, I'd ask at that time, what is it that you'd like these 3 hours of tutorials to be about?
And let me let people know too, and you probably already figured this out, but if you bid on him and whatever you bid, like say it's $100, $200, whatever, you don't need to pay David anything additional to that. He's not going to send you a bill at the end of the 3 hour sessions. That's not going to happen. Once you do the bid, it's a done deal. So KKFI gets part of that, and I believe David gets part of that. And everything's taken care of. So you just have to dial up the Zoom and ask David whatever you need from him. The number to call for getting this service, and we're running out of time for this segment, you need to call now. It's 888-931-0901. That's 888-931-0901. David, I want to thank you for offering this. I know I wish you were still here that you could we could offer you as a musician, because I really enjoyed your album and I enjoy you playing.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I'm sorry you're leaving the area, but I'm sure you found something that works for you. And I wish you the best in whatever you do from here on out.
Well, thank you so much. I'm going to continue on with all the music production. I'm actually moving closer to my kids. My wife and I are. So, yeah.
Is that Colorado, or do you want to say?
Yeah. Well,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Besides here. But no, thank you for offering this service. And like I say, you've got just a couple minutes to get this service. I'm going to extend it a little bit because I want to play one more of David's songs that I should have played in the first place. But the number is 888-931-0901. That's 888-931-0901. Call in your bid right now. If you call in right now, you're probably going to get him. So do that, and we are going to listen to Fakes, Phonies. Listen to the bottom end of this. And thanks again, David, for all your help.
All right. Thank you, and thank you, KKFI. Glad to support the station here.
I'm glad you do, and I'm glad we're here.